Okay. Welcome to Bullseye. We're going to talk about something pretty serious. And I think it's important. I gotta fix my coffee real quick. Hmm. Um, I think it's absolutely funny, dude. You know, I think it is really funny is that Puff Daddy is out here making millions of dollars, killing women and raping children, making millions of dollars. And I got somebody in my fucking thing here telling me that that I'm not vibrating high enough to be able to make money. I'm not vibrating high enough. I'm not vibrating high enough. I'm not vibrating high enough. It's like, I don't know how to get over this. I don't know how to get unstuck from it. I didn't even have a drug problem when I lost my kids, dude. I don't have a drug problem now. The only thing I had to get off of was my pain meds and my mental meds. And I did that. And I've been sober. I call it sober 8 years. I even stopped drinking and stopped smoking cigarettes. And the cleaner I get, the more I get beat up. And the more my ability to fucking do anything with my life gets strangled. And it doesn't make any sense. And when I stand up for myself, it's wrong. If I keep my mouth shut, it's wrong. If I say somebody's name, it's wrong. But if I don't say somebody's name, it's wrong. It doesn't matter what I do, it's always wrong. I've overcome so much. And I watch all these people sit there and fucking, they're getting fucked up and they're like, I watched some dude get shot tonight. I don't know what it was about. I just heard somebody say something about shooting somebody. I was like, God damn. That's why I don't have no friends, man. Don't get sober. Stay fucked up. People beat you up when you want to do stuff for yourself that's right and proper. I've been made fun of more since I got sober than I ever have. I've had more issues since I decided to be abstinent than I ever have. By myself? Oh my God. I have no privacy. And everybody's laughing at me, thinking that it's really funny. But there's not a goddamn one of you out there that could ever go through what you put me through. None of you. So You can keep your intoxication. I'm never going back to it. God damn, I can't imagine what it'd be now. You still look stupid as fuck to me. And I still wonder why the fuck you choose to do that and beat me up because I chose something different. I sit there and I watch these channels of these fake fucking people who aren't really sober, but they pretend to be. And they're making all kinds of fucking bank, dude. It's like fake motherfuckers are making bank. But the real motherfuckers are still out here waving the fucking white flag going, hey, we're not even doing anything wrong here. When do we get a break? Like, when do we get to stop watching these people that are committing the crimes, making money, and we're sitting here making sure that we're God ready? We're not making any money. We're not getting treated fairly by the people. Y'all want to fucking look at me like there's something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me. I learned how to keep my legs closed because I don't feel like opening them up to motherfuckers that are going to cause me problems. Like, goddamn, dude. You bitches sit there and fucking bitch about all these fucking men and how they treat you and how they do you. And I'm like, well, if you keep your legs closed and stay at home, you wouldn't have to worry about that shit. It's always Jennifer's the problem. How the fuck am I the problem? I'm not the fucking problem. You just don't want to admit the fact that I was correct on that. You don't want to change it because then you might not have a strange man in your fucking bed. Well, that's your own fucking fault. That don't have nothing to do with me. I don't have strange men in my bed. Listen, I've done that before. I don't like it. I don't want it. And obviously, you don't like it either. You wouldn't be crying every goddamn day on that goddamn internet. All y'all got social media. I'm not even allowed to have social media except for fucking YouTube. And he fucks that up too. He makes sure that it's not at all what it should be at all. Like it doesn't even make any fucking sense, dude. Oh well, it's because you're vibrant. Always because. It's because you're a fucking crackhead using your ego to make decisions with. That's all it is. That's all it is. You're a fucking crackhead letting your ego run your fucking world, which is making me cry. And you tell me that you fucking want me, but I don't want to be controlled. You've taken my free will. I mean, from my mom all the way up, dude. I am going to be 50 in May. And if that means that I have to, like, I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, but I do know that the only thing I miss are my kids. That's it. As for anybody else, after the way that you have treated me, I don't see any reason for you to even be a memory for me. You make me sick. What you did to my kids, what you did to me. You had to prove a point. What point did you have to prove? Brandy Evans and Melissa Hamby, I hope that your kids die in massive bad accidents, dude, and you can't do nothing about it. That'll take 10 years off of what you owe me. Your life takes another 5. But if your whole family gets wiped the fuck out, that might take out everything you owe me. I don't care what you think, dude. I lost the fucking desire to care what the fuck you think a long fucking time ago, dude. Cause here I am, fucking 8 years, and I can't even fucking take any medicine for my fucking brain activities that aren't the fucking greatest. Cause then, I relapse and I really don't get to see my kids. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? But you can go on, go get high, and you're not doing anything with your life. I hope you die. None of your kids turned out to be worth a fuck. You didn't try to even parent your kids for nothing, but you made sure that I couldn't parent mine. fucking hate you bitches, dude. You have the shittiest fucking kids, the shittiest fucking attitude, and your houses fucking stink. You don't even fucking clean up your goddamn houses correctly. You leave your fucking laundry around for goddamn weeks at a goddamn time. You made your kids fucking clean up after you from a young fucking age and clean up after whatever dick you were fucking at the time. But I wasn't allowed to have my kids. I didn't do that shit to my kids. I watched you do it to yours and I fucking hated it, dude. I hated it. Oh my god, I fucking hated it, dude. The way that Melissa treated Haley was so bad. But I wasn't allowed to have mine. Crystal never wanted to see her kids. Her mom always had her kids. She had access to them all the time, whenever she wanted. Whenever she wanted, she could have access to her kid. And she would rather go sit around doing drugs all the time. And now they're all grown up making fun of me because here I am. Still crying over missing out on being able to raise my kids. How dare I do that? What the fuck is wrong with you, you stupid bitch? Why are you crying over your kids? You shouldn't do that. I just want all of Tennessee to burn down, dude. I want everybody in it to burn down. I want everybody who was involved in making sure that my kids didn't have a mom to die. I want you to lose your lives, and I want you to lose your friends and your family and your jobs. So I just want you to lose everything. I don't think I'm going to change my mind on that. I built up quite a fucking headache. I've spent the last 10 hours doing Reiki attunements. They told me I'd go through something like this. But I go through this every day because I wonder why it was so fucking important to you that you had to fucking call the law and tell them I was in the house, possibly smoking a cigarette, and you know that was a fucking lie. Why was it so important to keep my fucking kids away from me, dude? And then you're like, oh, well, you don't act right, you ain't doing this right. And I'm like, okay, the people telling me that I'm wrong are still doing drugs. The people that are responsible for the deaths of people, the people that are fucking going around doing things they're not supposed to be doing. Confirmation. I'm not doing any of those things. How can you judge me? What right do you have to judge me? You're breaking laws every chance you get. But you're judging me because I'm telling you there's something wrong with it. I don't understand. I'm so fucking confused, dude. I'm so fucking confused. And then you're still trying to tell my kids that I'm the liar and you're the ones that are lying. And you know that you are, and you might raise your kids to think that it's funny to watch me cry for my kids. I mean, like, you're laughing at a mother wanting to be with her kids. You're making fun of a mom who broke her back to try to get back to her kids. fucking make any goddamn sense, dude. No, I have lost the will to do anything. I don't want the dogs. My back hurts all the fucking time. It don't hurt like it did, but it does. I'm looking forward to actually being able to walk around this meeting. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of working on stuff that never fucking happens. I mean, it's like you love to have me on some wild goose chase. Like I deserve to be treated like shit, and I know that I don't. I know that I don't. I know that I fucking don't. And for me to wish for the people that are treating me dirty to die, it kind of feels bad coming out my mouth, but at the same time, like fuck it, man. You literally made my kids do without a good mom, while you weren't even treating your kids correctly. I mean, if you'd been giving my kids a better life, or even treating your kids like they were worth a fuck to you, maybe I could understand, but you didn't do that. You didn't do any of that. And I know that everybody's tired of hearing this over and over again. I'm tired of it running through my goddamn head. I'm tired of having to sit there and remind myself that no, you're never going to get to know what it's like to hear your kids' voices again. They don't want anything to do with you. They would rather believe the lies of the people that have been around them all their life than the mother who's been fighting to give back to them all their life. So, yeah, I can't help it. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to help it. I want to help those who want to help themselves. Don't get me wrong, there's people out there that could use my help. And I'm doing the work to be able to get that done. But when it comes to the rest of you, I just don't have it for you, dude. And I don't want you to take up the oxygen that could be used for somebody else who's good so that they can heal. I want you to fucking fall off the face of the earth because bad people shouldn't exist. I mean, if there weren't as many of you, there'd be nobody needing to heal anymore. We'd all just be happy go lucky and free. If we didn't have to heal from people like you, we wouldn't have a reason to heal. So I know you want to live, but I just don't think that you should. Like I want the fucking, I just want everything to burn down in Tennessee. From Bristol to Memphis and Clarksville to Chattanooga. Right there in the smack man dibble of Crossville, Tennessee. Fucking take that shit out. It's okay for you to fuck my family up. It's okay for God to fuck your whole goddamn state up. No, I'm sober as a motherfucker, dude. I'm sober as a fucker. Mm. I got weed too. We just don't replace your kids. It just doesn't fucking take out that fucking memory of fucking what happened to, oh, well, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that. You need to go fix it. I don't know what else I need to fix, but my kids are all grown up now and I'm tired of fucking wrapping myself around circles trying to be perfect for you motherfuckers when none of you are even sober off of one thing. None of you have good paying jobs. None of you have houses that you call your own. You're all a bunch of fucking bums, dude. You get mad at me all you want to. Facts are facts. The money that you make is because you rip people off, you kill people, or you're selling drugs. You're not good people. I'm not going to look up to you. I'm not going to live by your standards, though I tried. And you know what? Living by the standards that you want for me, maybe you should try those on for yourself for once. Because the standards that you had for me, I have 5 degrees. I've traveled the country and I have a place to live. And I am finding new ways of healing that are non abrasive, violent, or toxic. So, um, maybe you should be adhering some of these things instead of making fun of me. Because where I'm at, people aren't dying. Where you're at, people are dying every hour. Actually, every 10 minutes. And every 30 minutes, somebody is lost to a DUI. And 90% of the time, the DUI that gets lost is an innocent person in another vehicle that wasn't even drinking. So I'll never go back to that lifestyle. It's just really tough on this lifestyle, dude. Because I watch you guys, you never run out of money. You're always having fun, go lucky, and I'm just like, but your livers are down, and behind closed doors, you're stressed the fuck out because that money you were tossing around was your bill money. You spend it on drugs, and now you got to figure out how to pay the bills, and you ain't got nobody to ask because you killed your mom for insurance, and you're making fun of me because I don't do any of that shit, and I'm crying about not having any money, but I'm not willing to do any of that shit to get that money. And you're crying in a few minutes, having to fucking do it all over again and put another scar on your heart for that shit anyway. Like, I just don't listen. Uh, it's too hard to be sober. I can't imagine being a criminal. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. You couldn't pay me and tell me my life would be free forever. You beat me up this bad sober. I couldn't imagine what you'd do to me if I got intoxicated again. There's just no way. No, it did not let me get on there. They control it anyway. Community guidelines. There's people having sex on YouTube, but they they clicked mine for a week because I talked about something that other people talk about. It's all wrong. Well, oh, you're gonna tell me you don't want me to go anywhere. Well, maybe you should treat me like a lady instead of a fucking tramp, and you wouldn't have to worry about losing me. Because I'm just not okay with the status quo. I have got to find things to fucking do with my time besides sitting here and play with cats all day. Like, it's just, that's just not fitting for me. I'm not that girl. I have to have things to fucking do with my time. Dude, I sit here and I fucking spin on my kids all day long. There's shit that fucking happened to me all day long. And I just, that's not what I want to do. That's not why I got sober. That's not why I fucking went all the fucking balls to the walls to be able to get my kids back. They never planned on letting me have my kids back anyway. It was all a fucking ruse to keep me busy and make fun of me and have something to fucking do besides just sit and watch the tube while you're doing your drugs that are illegal as fuck. I hate all of you, dude. And I know you don't care how I feel, but I know you do care how I feel. Because if you didn't care how I feel, you wouldn't chase me all over the goddamn country, dude. Fucking Leslie Robinson up here in fucking Detroit, Michigan. Like, what the fuck are you doing up here? I mean, like, you've got Sean, you've got Gary, you've got whoever you want. You got the whole town of Crossville. You couldn't fucking stay down in Crossville. You had to come up here. Like, what the fuck is up here? He's like, well, you're up here. I gotta make sure that you don't do. I gotta tell everybody lies about you so that it continues to look bad on you because I'm not willing to clean my life up. So, in order for me to look good, I have to act like I'm watching you do stuff you're not supposed to, report it back to Crossville so that I can get paid the big bucks and I can go shopping and do the drugs. And you know, I'm like, honey, just go find you a big fat black man with fucking cocaine all over his goddamn neck. You'll be good to go. Be a lot easier for you than trying to chase me down, lie about me, and fucking end up having to lose your goddamn kid because you lied to my kids. I prayed for all of you. I loved all of you. And in the end, this is what I get. I'll never get to see my kids again. All of you were fucking playing tricks with me any goddamn way, and you were never any of my friends. You never had good intentions for me, and you don't have good intentions for my kids. You just hold my kids back because you think it's funny. I'm gonna think it's funny that one day this year, all of you are gonna lose things that you love. And my kids are finally gonna see what kind of people you are. And they're gonna be able to move the fuck on from you and quit spending their trust funds on you. I mean, like, goddamn, that's the only way Gary survived was Eric and Reese's fucking social security check and his great grandma's trust and his grandma's trust. Motherfucker's like allergic to fucking work. He works for a week and then fucking quits. No, dude. I think every day that my grandfather was trying to tell me something on the way down that aisle. Are you sure you want to do this? Grandpa, I don't think I have any other choice. It was blotched and paid for anyway. It wasn't real. That motherfucker didn't love me. He was with Brandy before that. And Victoria. Like, they were never faithful to me. It was all just a big old ruse. And I'm okay with it. Like I said, why'd you have to take my kids out of this? That's the part that I don't understand, dude. Like, you could have took everything, but you took my kids. And there's no getting back that 20 years, dude. Like, for my 50th birthday, I'm like, what the fuck is the use of celebrating it? For personal reasons, okay, but I don't have anybody to celebrate it with. I don't even have anybody to talk to about the shit that happened in my life because the most important shit that happened in my life, it got spent by myself. I know that your vibration is too low for you to give a fuck about what I'm saying. But one day you will look back on this video. I confirmation, and you'll wish I confirmation that you would have just got sober instead of trying to compete with me on how important it was for you to stay intoxicated. Because at the end of the day, you keep beating me up, but my kids keep growing, and one day they'll have freedom away from you, and I keep growing, and I already have freedom away from you. And I really don't have, I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, sure, you cut me off all social media. That tells me that what I have to say is pretty fucking important. If it's so important for you to keep me off social media, it's that important for me to stay on social media. Like, oh my god, you blocked. And it has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with human rights, dude. None of that. It all has to do with guys getting upset that their egos are busted and women getting upset because their egos are busted. It all has to do with the ruse of you motherfuckers getting pissed off because the little black bitch that came to your town got sober and fucking left. You didn't see that one coming. I think that was better than the surprise 60-pound loss at the fucking prom. I think that, I think that takeoff was better than that 60-pound loss. I went from 180 pounds to 120 pounds in 3 or 4 months from January to May. I lost 60 pounds. I went to my prom looking prettier than they'd ever seen, and they didn't even know that I'd lost the 60 pounds because I wore sweats and baggy clothes the whole time until prom. And I showed up at prom. I'd come outside the prom and like, oh my god, she's skinny. Yup. You're about to see that again. You know I'm full of surprises. That ain't never gonna go away. But what is gonna go away is a bunch of you motherfuckers that did me dirty, spent my trust fund money, shit all over my kids, and left your for them to take up after you. And I'm here to tell you that if it was cool for you to be you wouldn't cry so much at night. And you wouldn't be so ashamed of what you do with your life, you have to break somebody else down because their life is getting better because they don't do what you do. Was that real good enough for you? Or do you need me to spread it out for you and put some simple words in there? Did I just call you stupid? I did. Sure did. I've spent the last 8 years educating myself on things you won't allow me to fucking pursue. I don't know what those reasons are, but for some reason God says there's something better for me. Okay, cool. Maybe it is a song. Maybe it's a rhythm. Maybe it's something you guys will never know, never see me doing. But whatever it is, it's a lot better than sitting around doing drugs and trying to break somebody down all the goddamn time because they're trying to do something right with their life. So whatever fucking play game that you got going on thinking that you're fucking hot shit, most of the people that are in alignment with what I'm doing and how I'm moving in my life are not looking at you like you fucking want a bunch of turkeys. So what? You got P. Diddy's fucking attention. He's sitting in prison right now. And so are a bunch of his friends getting ready to. And for sidekicks, he's killed about 5 of his sidekicks. So go ahead, go belly up with that motherfucker. The odds are for you. Let me tell you, go get you some of that. Go get you some of that. Go get you some Death Row Records. I heard they're getting sued for $100 million. Listen, it pays to be sober. It pays to stay by your goddamn self. Y'all was so fucking mean to me, and I loved you so much, dude. And you don't even care about that. It doesn't even fucking phase you. And I'm having to learn how to phase out of it too. It gets better every time I get one of these. It gets better. Goddamn, I know my neighbors will be glad when I'm over it. I just don't feel like those of you who are involved in this deserve to be able to spin out another generation. My personal belief is that your whole fucking line of family should be taken out. And if not for any other reason, then make sure you don't do it to somebody else. Self-defense. I'm going. Okay. No, I'm still waiting on their water fountain. Somehow it went from Washington Washington to Oregon, back to Washington. But you guys go ahead and continue being big fans, because well, they're not doing without. No, they're not doing without, but they can be in more comfort if they have that bigger water fountain than what they've got now. And since it was supposed to be shipped 2 to 5 day shipping, and you're making sure that it takes 15 days to get here, to me, that's you causing issues for children. But nobody will say anything, and nobody will do anything, and they'll all laugh about it because it's rich people doing it. I mean, you guys have literally sat here for 3 years just to hear. Just the 3 years here. That's not including the 2 years before that. You literally watched me be tortured on TV, and people aren't doing anything. There's people that are encouraging, there's people that are changing and sobering up. I just don't understand, dude. Like, how can you be like so adamant about making sure that P. Diddy goes to jail for all the shit that he's done when you're watching girls and guys go through this shit on fucking social media every day? And instead of saying something about it, you just move on about your life like you can't do nothing about it. And you know that, like, I can't do nothing about it. He keeps trying to say, I'm not trying to hurt you, I'm trying to love you. This don't feel like love, dude. You need to understand this don't feel like love. And if you love me, then you need to love me. Don't hold me back. Don't shove other bitches in my face. Like, I'm not shoving nobody else in your face. Listen, for those of you who think that you know Marshall Mathers, uh-uh. He's got a jealous bone. I don't give a fuck, dude. Listen. I started watching Fly Me to the Moon, and it's got um oh, hold on a minute. Her name is right there on like I see her, and her name is right there, and his name is right there. His Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. Sorry, baby, I couldn't get your name out there for nothing, dude. Anyway, they did a close-up shot at the beginning of the movie, right? And at the beginning, like it's towards the beginning. I mean it's a few minutes into the movie, but it's still at the beginning of the movie, and they do a close-up of Scarlett and Channing, right? Now, for those of you who don't know, Scarlett and Channing and I, we're all the same age. We're all the same generation. We're all within the same age. I confirmation. So like we've grown up together. From a distance, we've grown up together. They don't know who I am, but I'm sure they know who I am now. But confirmation. But I grew up watching them like back younger years, like Jump Street, 21, like back. Let's see, I think Scarlett Johansson was in um, or Little Women, and um, uh, oh my god, she's in so many movies, and she's so good, dude. Anyway, listen, she's beautiful. Anyway, so there's this close-up picture of them, right? And I'm looking at them, and Marshall sits outside my house, okay? And I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking, and they're both in the scene, okay? So it's not just one or the other. They're both in the scene. And I'm looking, and then the motor revs up. And it revs up again. It's like, I was just looking like, oh my God, we have gotten old. Oh my God. We've grown up. Like, it kind of hit me. Oh my God. It's been 20 years. I mean, like 21 Jump Street, that was like in the 2000s. Sometime we are in the 2000s now. But I mean, goddamn, my kids were little, and they're all grown up now. So it's just kind of wow. We're all grown up. We're all adults now. Like we're like the Katie Segals now. Like what we were watching, like in the 80s, like all those moms back then, the Desperate Housewives cast, they were the next generation up. They were like the older, like they're kind of Generation X, but they're more Generation Boomers. But they're kind of Generation X. They're like just a few years older than us. But in my eyes, like they were a little more, they were about the same age as me, but they were older. They were more like the kids from the 65 to 70s. Like there's a lot of plane activity up in the air today. But yeah, so I know you care. You won't even let me look at another man. So Channing, if you're wondering, Marshall Mathers got jealous of you tonight. No, honey, I didn't even. I don't think I even seen the. I might have. I don't remember if I did see the second Magic Mike. I don't remember. I know I did see the first one, but I don't know if I've seen the second one or not. No, because the first time I ever seen Channing Tatum was in that dance movie. That was like that was right when in 2005, 2006, somewhere between 2003 and 2005, 6, 7. Because I remember watching it living in Tansy. I used to love watching movies. I thought that was cute. to. No, I had to calm down. I'm not gonna let you take this away from me. And you're not gonna live down 4 children who had to live without a mom. You'll have to pay for that. It's not my responsibility to fucking come up with your punishment or to force you to fucking go through it. That's on God. Just know that it's coming. Look here. Michigan winter storm warning, up to 10 inches of snow and 45-mile-per-hour gusts until Monday morning. Well, I got plenty of reading papers. 10-10. We got plenty of weed, papers, blankets, candles, and we got gas and electric I can use. Free. If I need to, I can go across the street and get food. 10 inches. That'd be the most I think I've seen since I've been here. I love you, Angel. I don't hate any of you. I feel really sorry for you that you feel like you have to beat on a cool kid. But it is what it is. And one of these days, I'll be so cool. You'll quit trying to compete against me and start trying to be like me. Legit. Because no matter how much you beat me up, you're never going to make doing drugs look good. You're never going to make alcoholism look good. Let me remind you that the second year of my sobriety, I spent driving you guys around wherever the fuck you needed to go while you were intoxicated. And I was completely sober. Completely sober. No alcohol, no drugs, no nerve medications, no mental meds. Completely fucking sober. And this might be hard for you to hear, but after all these years of me telling you in ways that you weren't gonna listen, now that I'm calmed down, you need to really listen, because my opinion hasn't shifted. What I saw is what I saw. I'm just able to present it to you now where you might want to listen. Well, come on up here, honey. Come on. I love you too. Go on. Swear to God, she's right up underneath my ass with her babies. She called them up in there. They're all sitting underneath me eating. These are my babies. Mm. No, Crosswell, you should actually feel pretty ashamed of yourselves because where you failed me, even though I'm still getting beat up here, I think I'm kind of getting beat up for different reasons here than I was down there. And at first it was for the same reasons. Now it's not for the same reasons. You had to lie about me to get people to help you do what you've done to me. You're still chasing me in a different state. But in 2019, what you showed me about your characters proved to me that there's nothing about any of you that should make you believe you have a right to tell me how to live my life on any day of the week. And the way that you take care of your children, talk to your children, and treat your parents, yeah, there's another one. Keep your opinions to yourself. I've seen children with less treat people with more than what I've seen you. I've seen you shit all over your family to treat somebody you don't even know with more respect than you give for yourself. But I've seen you stand up for your family on days that you don't stand up for yourself. I'm not saying that you're completely bad people. I'm just saying that your priorities are pretty fucked. Where you bitch at me and make fun of me for being sober, I'm wondering how the fuck you wasted all these years not utilizing all the connections that you guys grew up having. I mean, here you are, like, yeah, I'm about to be 50 years old and I don't have much. I didn't have anything to work with and I wasn't being given anything. And no matter what I worked towards, you guys were making sure it got ripped out from underneath me. You guys are not the same. None of you. All of you had ample opportunities. You had families that backed you up. You had money opportunities that you could have grown any of your ideas to fruition. You could have helped me grow mine, and we could have been in business internationally by now. I tried to do that with Gary, but he didn't want to pay the right insurance. He didn't want to put into the company what it needed to be done in order for it to be logistic enough to take it international. Like, you can't fuck around with that shit. You gotta have it. Well, let me put that. You can, but not my companies. Okay? Let me put that out there. Sure, you can get away with that shit, but not on my watch. That's not how I roll. Not back then and not now. It's just not how I roll. If I'm gonna take my shit international, I want it to be something that they look at. Like, wow, dude, that's incredible. And they don't have to worry about getting bit in the fucking ass with nothing because somebody cheated somewhere down the line. No shortcuts, man. Assistance, yes, but not shortcuts. Like, no. But I'm going back to 2019. In 2019, I just got my car. You knew I just lost my insurance. My hours got cut at McDonald's, and I'm trying to travel back and forth from Nashville and Knoxville because there's no Uber or Lyft in Crossville to make money, but there is in Nashville and Knoxville. And instead of you guys being supportive of me getting on my feet, becoming sober, and doing all these great things, you wrecked my car, You made it hard for me to be able to go to Nashville and Knoxville at first by giving me fucked up hours at McDonald's. Then you deny me like all this. Like, I don't understand any of you, dude. I don't understand any of you. But anyway, there's management at McDonald's that spends more money that doesn't come out of their paycheck on the sweet life than they spend their own paychecks. How the fuck does that make sense? But my vibration needs to shift. And until my vibration shifts, I should have to suffer. Yeah. How did you guys pay for all your vacations in 2019 and 2020? 2017, 2018, and 2019 and 2020? And I believe in 2021 you did too, but it was really hard for you because that was in the middle of COVID, so everything was kind of a bust. And how did you pay for that vehicle, um, the brand new vehicle, Elvis? And I believe the little short chick, I don't remember her name, Amy maybe. She also bought another car off of stuff that she was getting out of McDonald's tills. They're the reasons why they had to put cameras up in McDonald's. But they kept trying to fucking say shit about me, and they kept trying to put Lucas around me. And at first I was okay because to me, I kind of felt like they were family, though I knew that they didn't look at me like family. But it was almost like I was grabbing onto people to love because I wanted to love and I wanted to be loved. But all I could seem to be around were people that looked at me like I wasn't lovable. But he was nice to me for the most part, but easily bought. Easily bought. I don't think he really had a problem with me, but like I said, he was easily bought. And he's the dude that ended up breaking my hand. Um, but he's also the dude that was talked into making it look like he was selling me meth. Whatever tests that you need to do to make sure that I wasn't on meth during that time, you're welcome to it. Hair follicles, like whatever you want, dude. Like whatever kind of skin, whatever you need to do to figure out that I wasn't doing no goddamn dope at that time. Wasn't doing no dope. But you sure tried to make it look like I was. Why would you do that to somebody? I mean, like, instead of straightening your lives up, you spent the last 10 years trying to make it look like I hadn't straightened mine up. That's another thing I don't understand. Like, why would you do that? Why did you go so fucking far as to sit there to this day? You're telling my kids that I'm still in Crossville, knowing damn good and well that I'm not. You got Leslie Robinson up here hanging out down the corner, fucking checking to find out if I'm still here. There ain't no reason for her to be up here if I'm still in Crossville. I mean, like, are you fucking kidding me? No, because I don't want you to know where I live. Like, I already know you know where I live, but there's nothing around anything that I've got that looks like Crossville, dude. This is Detroit, Michigan, home of Ford Motorsports. No, but I can tell you that if it weren't for what you guys told these people here, they probably wouldn't have treated me the way that they treated me when I got here. And they're just now starting to see that they were lied to. And I'm guessing that's probably not going to work out too well for you guys because these motherfuckers shoot their own. So I'd hate to see what the fuck they're going to do to the rest of you for putting them in positions that weren't right. based on a bunch of lies because you don't feel good enough to change your life. Let me let me put this out there. 2019. In 2019, dude. Confirmation. The same people that I was hanging out with at Mr. Ed's. Confirmation. In 1998, 1999, and 2000. We're still hanging out at the bars, dude. Bitching about the same shit you were bitching about 20 years prior, only now your kids are grown, you got bigger bills. Getting sloshed out your fucking asses, dude. To the point that nobody can understand what's coming out of your mouth. You can't walk right. You can't think correctly. You're doing. You forget what the fuck you're doing. And you waste hundreds of dollars of your paychecks that you get every other week on one night at the bar, dude, to hang out with a bunch of people who I literally watched this, dude. I watched every minute of this shit. And it's what turned me against ever wanting to go into a bar again, dude. Or even, like, it really fucking turned my trigger on friends, too. Um, is that I watched this one girl. She would spend hours making up herself, okay, making herself look pretty. The outfit, the makeup, the perfume. She'd spend all kinds of money making herself look pretty, and then pay me to take her back and forth to the bar. And she'd do this every week, like fucking clockwork, dude. Like fucking clockwork, just to get there and hang out with motherfuckers that as soon as she got her head turned and she's involved in something else, they're talking shit about her. And it was the same way with like five other people that I would take, and it was every week, dude. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore, dude. These people are asking me, these people are paying me to take them somewhere that people literally don't give two shits about them. We'll let them buy them drinks, spend money on gifts for them, and talk shit about them right behind their fucking back, dude. And sometimes right in their fucking face, dog them the fuck out like it's cool or something. And I'm just like, oh my god, dude, no fucking way. I mean, just like, I used to call these people my friends, dude. I used to call these people, none of them are my friends. They're not friends to themselves, they're not friends to each other. I used to be so fucking adamant about wanting to be a part of this group until I caught them sober. And they don't look good to me anymore. They look like a bunch of washed up, stupid ass motherfuckers that couldn't figure out how to work their life, so they decided to hit the bottom of the bottle, which didn't make it any better. It just gave them more problems and a fucked up liver. I mean, that's all it did, dude. But you go ahead and make fun of me, because while your liver's getting fucked up, mine's getting repaired. And that's the god honest truth on that shit right there. And oh my god, dude. I spent so long trying to be a part of these people's lives, dude. I looked up to some of them like they fucking hung my moon, dude, and the stars wouldn't shine without them in it. And they turned out to be some of the shittiest fucking people that were in my life, man. When I tell you, sobriety makes a difference, don't take that lightly, because even that bottle of wine will alter your perspective so much so that you'll put up with shit a sober mind wouldn't do. Like, you have no idea how eye opening it was for me to be an Uber driver especially being my first year sober when it come to alcohol. Like, in order to be an Uber driver, you can't be running around getting drunk. For me, it was like that job came at the perfect time because I was already off the drugs. Now I just had the alcohol to get off of. And when that job came, I was just in the moment of alcohol starting to take over my life. It was being the trade off from the other stuff to, which was just like, I never really had, yes, I've done drugs, but I never had a problem with drugs. I don't put down the weed, but I have put down the weed. It was the mental meds and it was medicines that were prescribed to me that I was being forced to put down, which I have. And it's been 8 years, and I'm grateful for it. I don't not wish to be sober. I just wish things would have gone different. I can't wish for anything different. I just have to keep moving forward. But when it comes to you guys, I can't look up to you anymore. Like, I used to look up to Petey, and I can't. I can't anymore. And it's not out of meanness. It's, you have your kids. You had a wife that loves you. Oh my God, you hang her moon, dude. And it's likewise. And I knew that as kids. Like, you guys loved each other as kids, dude. What the fuck are you doing in a bar hanging out with a bunch of motherfuckers? Just full of drama, dude. Oh, we are shit. Uh-uh. You know, most of your problems stem from the people outside of your marriage than what's inside your marriage. All your fucking problems stem from outsiders. If you guys would fucking go back to Colorado and shut Crossville out of your fucking life, you would have nothing to complain about and you would have no fucking problems. None. I don't know what happened to you guys in the last 2 years. I know that something has happened, but I know that you guys have what it takes to get through whatever the fuck it is. You guys were a great couple, but one of y'all needs to lay the fuck off the goddamn alcohol and work on your anger management. And the other one needs to quit shoving that in the face. And you need to get the fuck out of Crossville. I don't care if you grew up there or not. I don't. I grew up there too. Like, I grew up there too. And when I left there, it was the best thing I did. I won't ever go back. I've been gone. In September, it'll be 5 years, dude. I won't ever go back. I won't ever go back because the $800 for 2 hours of being able to stay at a place, the $800 for a truck I never did get, the 4 kids I didn't get to raise. Like, I'll never go back. I'll never go back. The cars that got wrecked every chance I got a car. I'll never go back, dude. The way that you guys did me while I was there, I'll never go back. Yeah, I'm having a hard time here. I'm having a hard time. I don't know. It's just not the same here. But then it is the same. And I don't understand it because I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I never have. No, I don't want you to fucking. Some of you I do want to die. I'll be straight up. Not Amanda and Petey, but like Melissa, I'd be okay with. I would be okay with Ashburn too. Both Ashburns. Um, and that's because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. How dare you tell your daughter that her mother isn't good enough to be her mother, but you're just as big of a drunk as her mother is? What the fuck is the difference between you and her? You're a man, and you got a dick between your fucking legs. This is the most atrocious shit I've ever fucking seen. You let that little girl be a comfortable mom. If you don't, you'll regret it later on.
I'll just put that out there right now. I'm gonna stand up for that mom right there. You're a fucking lush, dude. Sipping on fucking meth every chance you get. Sneaking it through, hoping that nobody fucking catches you because you can't fucking leave, you can't fuck up your parole. But it's okay for you to take your daughter away from the fucking mama that had her while you were sitting in fucking jail because you were doing fucking meth shit that you shouldn't have been doing in the first place. But you're gonna make her fucking pay for your fucking mistakes. Just like Gary. You fuck up, but we're supposed to pay the fucking prices. Dude, if I were her, I would sober up. I'd take that little girl and I'd tell you to fucking kick rocks. That's my personal opinion. I don't know who the fuck she is. I don't care. My personal opinion is if it's good enough for you to be able to go out there and get drunk with the same motherfuckers that helped you go to prison, it's good enough for her to get drunk trying to figure out how to get over you and be able to take care of this kid that she thought she's gonna have to raise by herself. What is your excuse? You were sitting in prison for almost 5 fucking years. You didn't have any drugs. You weren't drinking. And as soon as they decide to fucking lift your 25-year sentence down to we're gonna let you out now, you end up back in the fucking bar? I mean, like, that's your gratitude to God is, let me go do that again? Dude. And Lane isn't any better. Like, goddamn. If he's supposed to be your big brother, I'd hate to see what he. Oh my god, dude. I'm glad I don't have an older brother. If that's what an older brother is, I don't want one. I'm just saying. I tried to steer my little brother away from shit. He ended up going to it anyway, and it fucked his whole world up. He can't even enjoy being a dad. It's his own fault. He made the decisions that he made. He chose to be with the people he chose to be with. He chose to befriend the motherfuckers he chose to be around. It's his own fucking fault. I didn't want to be around that shit. You made fun of me for that. You took my kids. You raised them to believe that I was just a fucking tramp. And I proved to them that I'm not. You can lie to them all that you want to. But there's enough evidence and there are enough receipts. And I'm going to put the evidence where it's at. Listen, you may not be able to believe, you don't want to, but I know that you know, I know that you have proof. I know for a fact that the only reason that my brother went on the road trip with me that he did was to find out if I was trafficking. No, I don't even know how to fuck to do that. That's not my game, that's your game. And no, you can't be a part of the game I've got up here. But I can tell you this, I'm pretty certain, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty certain that as we stand right now, I don't think that you could take me to court and win this case because there are famous people who are watching me sit in Detroit, Michigan. I can't be two places at once. I haven't, like, my astral projection is just that. It's a ghost. It's not real. And I have not even tried to be astro anything to anybody. I'm good with the telepathy conversations that I'm having right here in Detroit, Michigan, not Crossville, Tennessee, Detroit, Michigan. And I'm pretty certain that everything that has been going on in my home for the last 3 years is being recorded. And those tapes are on a little machine somewhere. So I can also say that my phone bill, my cable bill, um, and cameras for other places can provide evidence that I am in Detroit. I'm not in Crossville. I mean, like, you even lied to my kids and told them that I was just around the corner. I just didn't want to see them. I'm not just around the corner. I'm 8.5 hours away. Being around the corner didn't make a difference, dude. And I wasn't gonna let you torture me anymore. I mean, like, I had already planned on leaving that town anyway, and you knew that. Back in 2012, I planned on leaving that motherfucker. In 2010, I planned on leaving that motherfucker, dude. I didn't plan on staying there. But, shit kept fucking happening that kept making me stay. And when I left, I knew what you guys' plans were. It's not coincidence that the reason that I left was because you guys were going to try and off me at that park. And then about a month and a half in, month and a half, 2 months in to me traveling all over the country, I get Caleb. His family owns that same park, wanting to be all buddy buddy with me way more than what he did when we worked at McDonald's together. That's not coincidence. I hope that kid's okay. And I still have that ceiling I want. I still use it. I have not gotten rid of it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my intuition said that he's not here anymore, and that he's been gone for about 2 years. But that that might not be right. Um, that pew.
on the YouTube. Have a YouTube. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna roll me another one. Use some roaches. Got me fresh coffee. No, I have to let everybody go. My opinion about you doesn't matter anymore. But I think this is part of the letting go. Is that now that I'm calmed down, I'm not talking out of my head, I'm not talking out of my anger,
I'm just talking to you like a person. Like, you guys have issues. And it doesn't matter how much you beat me up, it's not going to fix your issues. It doesn't matter how much you take the time to make me look bad. It's not going to fix your issues. Now, while you've been doing that, it has helped me fix mine. Um, it's helped me fix a lot of stuff in my life. It's helped me realize that I am of value. Um, it's helped me with a lot. It's helped me with my priorities. It's helped me with my value system. It's pushed me to be something I never thought I could be. But you're missing out more than anything. Like, I'm bitching about not having money, but you guys have money and you're still missing out on the most important things in life. Confirmation. Like, the biggest reason why I decided to switch from traveling people around and start traveling partial around instead was because I saw what I didn't want to see. All of you dressing up to be people you weren't really any other time of the fucking week to impress people who weren't acting the way they normally act during the week either. Just so as soon as you get fucking intoxicated, you can talk shit about each other and try to one up each other on how much more stupid each other is because of whatever man or woman you chose to be with or decision you've made at fucking work or something. Like, I'm not making fun of you. I'm trying to help you. Your priorities are fucked, dude. Your priorities are so fucked. All of you have access to your children, yet they all turned out to be just like you, doing drugs and drinking and having illicit fucking sex at making babies they don't give a fuck to carry or even fucking make sure they have what they need. I mean, like, you make fun of me, and I'm looking at you like, how the fuck do you figure your life is so much better than mine is? Like, you're not even trying to be better people. You're okay with the status quo. I just don't think that when they all got together and made the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, or even came over here to America, that their goal was for 90% of the motherfuckers that live in it to be intoxicated and capable of taking care of themselves. I just really don't believe that's what the plan was. But that seems to be where the fuck we're at, dude. And I'm not complaining at all about what Trump has got going on anymore. Dude, Canada deserves to get better prices than what they were getting here. And so does every other country. You rack up the prices of everything here. You think you're of more value than anybody else. We are the youngest country in the fucking world, dude. And we treat our independence like shit. Like, we have access to do so much more than other countries, and yet they're more developed than we are. And the only reason is because it's more important for you to have fans than it is to man the fuck up. Dude, every time you guys try to fucking lock me out of something, I grow in something else. I have my moments where I cry, dude. So does everybody else. But I get back up and I keep fucking moving. You guys find the next fucking cool drug. You think it works for you, then you hand it to somebody else, and then that gets handed to somebody else, and then that happens to be one of your friend's kids who doesn't know what the fuck it is, doesn't know what the fuck to do with it, so they do what they think they're supposed to, and they end up dying live on Facebook. But you guys know better than me, and I don't know anything. And I'm the one that needs to be refrained from talking. And my YouTube channel needs to be blocked, not yours. Because you know exactly what the fuck you're doing. You know all about life, and you got all the answers. I'm gonna ask you something. Van Winkles. What do you guys tell Amanda's kids? What's the explanation at Christmas for her not being there? What's the excuse for Amber? Amber. What's the excuse for Amanda? Amanda Muckenthaler. When they came up to Detroit because she was going to prove something. She didn't prove anything except my premonition was absolutely correct. She was an absolute correct premonition. She was one of the premonitions that I actually got more vocal with than I did any other premonition and started being wide open spaces with it with her premonition. After that, I was like, I'm not going to doubt my feelings anymore at all. I told her the night before she left for Detroit not to go to Detroit, that she would not come back, and that is exactly what the fuck happened. I was able to tell her word for word. And if you don't believe me, the little girl Bowles was working with me. She was managing that night at Burger King, and I told her everything, word for word, the entire thing. I sat there and fucking cried, dude. She's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, this girl doesn't believe me, but I'm telling you, I have premonitions, and the premonition is she's gonna die if she goes to Detroit, Michigan. And she got sent back in a box that had to, it took 2 months for them to come up with the money to pay for her casket to come home, to pay for her body to come home. It took them 2 months to come up with the money. For those of you who think that doing drugs and drinking is cool, and that if you're the life of the party, everybody's gonna love you, and when you have your funeral, everybody's gonna be there. Amanda Muckenthaler was the life of the party. She was one of the most beautiful women that you would have ever come across, dude. She was an angel. I mean, she literally looked like a fucking angel, dude. She was beautiful. Before the drugs got a hold of her, and even after, she still was pretty. She just wasn't as pretty. But I mean, like, she was beautiful from a young age, and she had this glisten about her that was just, oh my god, dude. She fluttered. She was like a butterfly, dude. Like, she just was. She was like a butterfly, man. But she had to have affection from the wrong kind of men. And she had to get fucked up and do whatever they told her to. And she did just that. She got fucked up. She got with a dude that didn't treat her correctly. He gave her this great, brilliant idea to come up to Detroit, Michigan, and she didn't make it back. And when it come time to pay for that funeral, none of those friends that she made sure ate, made sure got their drink, made sure they this, made, because she was a woman that took care of people. She loved to take care of people. But nobody was there for her in the end. Nobody. Like a church had to fucking, it took a church 2 months. And it was a big church. This is a big church.
They took this big church that she thought was one of the greatest churches in the whole goddamn county. She thought so highly of. It took this church 2 months to come up with the money to be able to bring her body back. 2 months. 2 months. And gave her a shitty service that people didn't show up for. Because Amanda was that girl that if they went to that funeral, it was an eye opener. She was that girl. Like that right there is an eye opener for you. Not only was it an eye opener for, it was an eye opener for everybody. When Amanda Muckenthaler, the life of the party, overdoses and gets murdered, nobody's safe in Crossville. And they should really start. They're not as bulletproof. With her death, they realized it changed. It changed the whole fucking county. Her death literally affected the whole county. And really fucking put a spot on everybody. I don't know if they ever got over it or not. I'm not there. But I know that while I was there, um, it wasn't long after that I think it was 2020. It had to have been 2020. Um, she died that summer, and then I left that fall. So, for you guys to teach your children that it was okay to do drugs, and two really good women, like Amanda and Amber, were good women. Amber was a great mom. Okay, Amanda had issues, but she was a great chick. But Amber was a great mom, dude. She was a great mom. Amber was a great mom. She wasn't one that you complain about. She had a hard time and she had a lot of pain and she was going through a lot, but damn it, that woman loved her kids. She really did. But she's not here because of drugs. And the sad part is the drugs that she was using were drugs to be able to help her with the pain that she had. Same thing as me, only I quit and she did. Same thing. She wasn't trying to do any kind of street drugs. She died trying to get rid of her pain. She was in too much pain and she couldn't figure out how to get rid of it. And those pills, they at least helped her a little bit. It's exactly the conversation that we had, the last conversation that I had with that woman. Trying to get her not to do it because I had a premonition about her too. And I was like, Amber, honey, if you do any more pills, it's gonna be the end. I don't want anything to happen to you. And she's like, honey, I hurt so bad. If it was, I'd be okay with it. That's the kind of shit you really don't want to fucking hear, dude. But I mean, it it was what was said, and I was like, no, you gotta do better than that. She's like, no, Jennifer, seriously, I'm tired. I'm in pain all the time, and I'm tired. I'm okay. Um, I mean, she's gone now, so obviously she's okay, but I hate that it turned out that way. And there's, like, if you're in a lot of pain, there's other ways of being able to deal with that, okay? Epsom salt baths. There's teas that you can use. There's stones that you can use. There's incense. There's all different ways of being able to. There's chiropractic care. There's physical therapy. There's occupational therapy. None of that consists of drugs that you have to take or debilitating you in any way, dude. None of it. Absolutely none of it. The sad part about Crossville is that they don't offer the shit by anybody who does the work enough to make a difference. Confirmation. Like, I'm not sorry when I say this. I'm saying this with so much love, you'll never understand. But here it is. You're the laziest motherfucking town I have ever come across. And when I say that with so much love. But you are the laziest fucking town outside of Monterey that I have ever come across, dude. Ever. Like, you will literally cheat on your nursing stuff. I wouldn't want any of you to touch me. Like, oh my god, you cheat to become a nurse. I'm good on that, dude. Like, I'm great. I can draw my blood and give myself a shot better than you can. Well, because you guys stay high on your fucking pain pills that you get prescriptions for because the doctors hand them out like fucking candy down there. And you stay fucking twisted and high on that shit. Every nursing home is run that way. Every hospital is run that way. Well, we only have one hospital, but Cookville's the same way. Sometimes the doctors are higher than the patients. Don't be proud of yourself for that. That's what your grandkids are being raised in. You know, we're 50 years old. Some of you have grandkids already. I'm supposed to have a grandkid, but I think he's passed. But, I don't know. I'll never see him or meet him again, so I'm not gonna cry about it. Like, I'm done crying over all of it. I have to be. Like, oh my god, it's been 5 years since I've been in Crossville. It's been 15 years since I've been around my kids. They don't want me. They don't need me. They're grown up already. So it's like, why the fuck did I bother trying to get sober? And then I think back, well, because you're better off being sober. Even without my kids, even if I never see my kids again, figuring out that I was able to overcome all this shit without having to have all those meds all the time for the rest of my life. Those things didn't make me feel good. I felt so bad on that shit, dude. I hated it. And now I know I don't have to be on it. We don't make me feel that way, but it alleviates my pain. It helps me calm down. It helps me with my triggers. It helps me with my PTSD. It don't make me feel like a dumbass. It don't make me feel fucking out of it. Yeah, there's times where I'm tired, but it just means I need to be fucking rested. There's times where I can be smoking weed and it'll get me taken care of, and I can get all kinds of stuff done. But I hear you. I'm just, I'm grateful I moved here. I don't care who it pissed off. I don't care. I'm grateful I moved here. I'm grateful I left Tennessee, and I'm grateful that I finally saw you for who you were, who you are, and who you'll never be. Like, I can dream, and I can pray, and I can open up all the sinners in the fucking world. But if you're not willing to fucking clean up your own act with the resources that you already have, it would be a waste of time for me to ask other people to put in the resources to help you out. If I was able to stay sober in a mold infested, roof collapsing, one bedroom apartment, you can do it wherever the fuck you're at. I mean, like, let's be for real. The first 3 months of my sobriety,
was my mom kicking me out in 27-degree weather with $50 left in my name after I paid her rent for her, going to a shelter where everybody treated me like I was different and let me know that I was different, to having a place to live where it's moldy and the roof is falling out because they don't want me to live there. I still, in that apartment, in that moldy apartment, that was 2 years that I was able to come up with a car, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, help other people get sober, give other people a safe place to stay, and be able to get a collision repair certificate. I think I did pretty good coming out of that apartment that you tried so hard to make it miserable for me in. I think I did really good. And that was just in that apartment. The next apartment was the one that I had while I was trying to build my house on my property that you guys coded to make sure that I couldn't build anymore on it, so I had to sell it. Like, the things that you're using against me, you literally put these things up. Like, why would I continue building on a piece of property that I just got told if I build on it, I will get fined for it? And that it's been coded, so there's no more building on it. I can't build on it. I can't put electric on it. I can't put water on it. $15,000 for a piece of property I can't do anything on? Yeah, no, you can keep that. But see, you didn't bother to tell people or my kids that you did these things. You just made it sound like I was just quitting and I was just fucking bouncing around, had no kind of fucking groove to my move. But in fact, I was having to dodge the bullets and the carpet lace that you were putting in my path to make yourselves look so goddamn good. In turn, you didn't make yourselves look good at all because you're still sitting on the bars getting fucked up on drugs that are made by Mexicans that are fucking your women behind your back because you can't do it very long because you can't stay erect because the drugs you've been taking that they're laughing their asses off at because all they do is drink. They're not doing the drugs. But they knew what the drugs were going to do to you because that's how they made them. So they could take over your women. You make fun of me. And I'm just like, you guys literally spend hundreds of dollars dressing up and to go be a part of a bunch of people who make fun of you. Sober up or don't sober up. It don't matter. I just know I have to work on me. And it doesn't include you. And for those that it does include, that's because they want to work on themselves. They want to be good people. They want to do good things in their life. They're grateful to be alive. How many of you can say that? As much as you make fun of me, how many of you can say that you're grateful to be alive? I don't hate any of you. Why you chase me all over the country, I have not a clue. But after everything you put me through, don't hold your breath looking for me to come back to Tennessee. You'll die before I ever fucking look at that motherfucker again. Listen, I've got a family up here. I've got a place to live that doesn't break the bank.
And one day when I'm healed enough, I'll be able to fucking be somebody other than a name and a YouTube channel. I'm not going to invite you to be a part of it, even if you did get sober. You can watch from a distance. It's not because I hate you, it's because I don't trust you, and I will never trust you. I had to listen to my ex husband call my son's games from my brother's apartment, and I wasn't even allowed to go to the fucking to the ball court to see him play. I just had to fucking listen. And you guys all thought that was funny. And I'll be honest with you, since I know that you're not going to get sober, I don't want my town burned down. But, I mean, that's my personal opinion. Like, that's just my personal opinion. I would be okay. My kids can make it a place where everybody can stay, and it'd be okay. The root would be my grandparents' house. It'd be the new White House of Crossville, Tennessee. Oh, yeah. Well, no, Sarah wouldn't have nothing to do with Crossville. She is my little bird right there. Yes, she is. She don't want nothing to do with any of you because she knows what you guys did. She knows what you're about. And she knows that she's better than that. She's in Florida right now because she does not have the capacity to deal with Crossville. And you can call her whatever names in the book you want to. But when you're calling her those names, make sure you put in there she's stronger than you. And when you wonder where she got her strength from, that's divine. You gotta try it on sometime. That's true mom love right there. That's a little girl that took in everything her mama said, everything that everybody else said, and built her own fucking world with it. She did what your daughters couldn't. She overcame your shit. She did what your daughters couldn't. She didn't let drugs and alcohol overrule her or the need for a man override her education. She did what your kids couldn't, and so did all my other kids. Even with all your fucking hate and all your drama and all your stupid fucking ways of trying to tell me that you were going to put me in my place. Well, I don't think you can put me in my place anymore because my place is too far away for you to be able to fucking look it to. And if you were to try to be like me, you would actually become a better person. And that's too much for you. Like, I don't think that you can handle being a good person. And I don't think you have what it takes to teach your kids to be better than you are. Because you have jealousy in your eyes. So you don't want your kids to be better than you. You want them to be just like you. My daughter knows 6 languages. My oldest son can put any car together that's been built. My middle son has been
baseball playing since he was fucking old enough to be fucking putting a ball in his fucking hand. And my youngest is keeping score, holding his secrets until it's time for him to expand. And they did all of this without the love of a father, the help of a grandmother, or the ability to get loved by their mother. My children are pretty strong children, I have to say. No, a lot of you aren't going to like my kids, but they're my kids. They're growing up to learn how not to put up with your shit or pass down the same fucking bad chains that you won't break. They're breaking them. The habits that your kids stepped into that you're okay with that are going to keep them from being president, my kids don't do. Like, even after everything that you did, I think the one thing that got me was that picture of Brandy with her 3 daughters. And I think one of them had a daughter already. I think that's what it looked like. And I was just like, you're proud that you ruined your daughter's lives. Teaching them how to do drugs, be prostitutes, and not give a fuck about their future or their children's future. And you bragged about it on Facebook and thought you were the coolest chick in the world. And I'm just like, how do you figure you're so cool when instead of teaching your daughters to fend for themselves, get an education, and become independent women, you taught them how to be prostitutes and completely dependent on men who don't give a fuck about them? Like, what is wrong with your twisted fucking head, dude? Why are you bragging about that? Like, you literally made your girls miss out on being spectacular fucking women. I mean, like, you're a pretty woman, and your daughters are beautiful. Daniel's daughter is beautiful. James got some pretty girls too, but Daniel's daughter, she's got some intelligence to her too. Like, she's not rocking on just crossful mentality. She's actually got some rhythm. And you kind of fucked them all out of that shit, dude. Like, and you're proud of yourself for that. You don't make any sense, dude. I mean, it just don't make any sense. It really doesn't. It don't make any sense. How can you be proud to be a mom when you didn't do shit as a mom? I mean, as a mom, you're supposed to want your kids to elevate. I Confirmation. I think your daughter ended up having a baby sooner than you did. Like, you literally put your kids in a position where they're living a tougher life than you are, or that you did. See, you growing up, you had your grandma, you had your fucking family around you, you had Carruthers, and everybody wanted to be around you because you were part of Carruthers. Your daughters don't have that. They don't have shit. They have you and they have Gary. Your family don't want nothing to do with you. Your sister don't want nothing to fucking hardly do with you. Gary's brother don't want nothing to do with him. You guys are pissed ass broke and you're having a bum off of everybody in town. 20 fucking years after you told me I wasn't good enough to raise my kids. You're still not able to fucking come up with money to take care of yours. I don't look up to any of you, dude. I think you're some of the shittiest people I've ever come across. This is me being gentle. This is me talking to you not out of my ass or out of my head, being calm and telling you, like, I literally watched all of you, so many of you, have the world in your hands, and you pissed it away to get high. I mean, I literally would have loved to have some of the contacts that you guys had, some of the fucking people that you know, the money that you've spent. And I'm just like, oh my God, what I could have done with the shit that you guys had, with all the resources that you guys had. And you still just shit on yourselves. Like, what I would have done if I would have had those resources. It, Crossville would have complained none. That's for sure. I mean, Vansanita had 100 fucking houses, dude. And not one of them is built right. Like, are you fucking kidding? Who the fuck are you to tell me how to live my life when you're not even worried about building houses right? You don't give a fuck to put a motherfucker in a goddamn house that the roof is leaking. The sideboards are put on sideways. You got the wrong size. Like, you fucking rigged that shit. Like, rednecks wouldn't be proud of that shit. And niggers would run away. Listen. Yes, I'm complaining about you because you try to come at me like, have you paid attention to who the fuck you really are? Have you taken the time to sit down and be sober with yourself and recognize what the fuck you are and what the fuck you're doing? Because sober people aren't looking at you like you're cool as fuck. They're wondering, like, some of your parents are looking at their watches like, God damn, dude. Like 5 o'clock somewhere 20 years ago, but Jesus Christ, man, you need a 5 o'clock now and an 8 o'clock and a 10 o'clock. I've never heard of so many fucking grandparents taking care of their kids either. Like, you think that it's like it's supposed to be. No, it's really not. You're supposed to be taking care of your kids. Your family is supposed to want to be there with you and sometimes a little more than that. But you guys literally drop your kids off so that you can go fucking hang out and do drugs for 2 weeks and then go back and don't understand why you can't have a relationship with your kids. I'm like, well, I mean, looks like it's probably because your priorities are kind of fucked right now. And then you're like, well, you ain't even got your kids. And I'm like, I ain't got my kids because motherfuckers are not doing me correctly. It ain't got nothing to do with where my priorities are. Because I was always at home with my kids. And when my kids went with other people, it was because there was things that needed to be done or because they were asked for. Or sometimes a break. Considering all the fucking shit that I was going through, I was allowed to do that. Even from a distance, I've taken better care of my kids than you have yours. Just admit it. From a distance, I've been a better fucking role model for my kids and your kids than you have been for yours or mine. You don't look at me like a bad person. You don't hate me. You don't love me. You don't want to be around me. But it's because you're intimidated. Because I present to you what you want to be. And you're not willing to put in the effort to be. That is your own issue. It is not mine. And I'm overdone with carrying that fucking burden of feeling sorry for you because you don't want to grow up. You don't want to be a better person. And for you, it's much easier just to beat down the girl that does than it is to live up to her standards. My standards aren't anything too fucking drastic, dude. Like, what is it? High maintenance? I have high requirements, but I'm not high maintenance. And my requirements are only that which would make you a better person. It's not a matter of not accepting you for your flaws, it's a matter of pushing you to be better than you are. And as your friend and someone who cares about you, that's who I'm supposed to be. And after listening to this audiobook, I recognize that there's nothing wrong with that. I was not doing you wrong in any way. By requesting that you be a better person, demanding that you get up off your asses and stop doing drugs, start taking care of your kids, and be a person, there was nothing wrong with that. Like, all you guys were like, brr, brr, yelling at me and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, there was nothing that I could do in my situation, and you knew that. But there's plenty for you to be able to do in your situations. You guys have people you can go to. You have connections that can help you build companies. You have everything that you fucking need to build a good life for your children. And you still chose not to do it. You're still choosing not to do it. I wish I had the connections that you had. You have no idea what it was like to watch. I helped build, I helped Gary build a roofing company. He gets all kinds of tools bought for him. His mom gets him a truck. Like, his friends are all supportive. They're going to help him do all this. And in return, he doesn't pay his taxes. The money doesn't come home. He doesn't take good care of the tools. And he doesn't pay his employees worth a fuck. And yells at me because I'm getting on to him about it. So his response is, well, instead of being a good person and doing right by it, let me just go find me a woman, go back to these other bitches that'll let me be a bad person, and then tell her to kick rocks. I'm pretty certain that after 20 years, you still can't run a business the way that you were trying to then. I'm almost certain. But you'll never know that because your dumbass thought that it was more important to prove to me that you could do whatever you want to, and now you can't open up a business because the state of Tennessee did put a lock on you being able to ever do anything again. Another reason why I think you're trying to fucking hit me up and say I'm not allowed to fucking make any money. You're the one who chose not to pay taxes on your business. You were bringing money in. It wasn't coming to the house. It was going straight to you. Mine, I was doing what I could do with what I had at the house. You chose to take that shit, bounce it out to another fucking chick, do it the way that you fucking did, treat the people the way that you did, and not get the fucking insurances and the licenses that you were supposed to be getting. That's what closed your business down. It didn't have a fucking thing to do with me. I don't even know who the fuck to call to get your business shut down. I know you think that it was me, but it was not me. I don't even know who. I know that I laughed my ass off when I found out that you got your company shut down, but it wasn't me who shut it down. I just found it to be rather amusing that it got shut down because it was one of our major fights. That if you didn't straighten up and start running that business correctly instead of the way your friends were telling you to run it, it was going to bite you in the fucking ass. And I told you that if you wanted to run that business with my name on it, you were gonna run it correctly. Otherwise, take my fucking name off of it. Just as soon as my name came off of that fucking company, you got slammed. And you will never own a business again, dude. You will never own a business. You may have been able to fucking make sure that I can't run a business of my own to be able to make it anything so far, but those days are over. Like I said, when God gave me the opportunity to live or die, that night I left Tennessee. He didn't just give me a ticket, He gave me a whole suitcase full of shit that's gonna shift.
because I did this. And it's just getting started. You see, because since I left Tennessee, I grabbed on 3 more degrees, a stable place to live that I'm on year 3. And oh my God, there's people that actually give a fuck about me all over the goddamn world that I've never met. I've never had to stick their dick in my mouth, and they've never lied to me or about me to be friends with someone else. I didn't have to lie, cheat, steal, manipulate anybody for any reason. And having an off on kind of thing, like, I'm going to put that out there. Like, y'all sitting at the 19th hole right now, and I got Marshall Mathers sitting outside my house honking the horn because he's afraid I'm looking at Channing Tatum too long. If you think I'm worried about what your opinions are, I really don't. You said that I didn't amount to anything. Regardless of history, this man has sat here for 3 years, day after day, and made sure that I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going back to Crossville. I'm not going to California. I'm not going to DC. I'm staying right here. He doesn't want me looking at anybody else. You guys were okay with me looking at other people. He doesn't want me around drugs. He doesn't want me around alcohol. Like I go into the liquor store and the first thing that happens is an Eminem song comes on. It's either Eminem, 50 Cent, or Snoop. Always. I'm watching you. Don't you get nothing. I'm watching you. Which is fine. I'm just now starting to take it that way. Because before, I took it like it was coming from you. With ill will and manners. You didn't have any good intentions when you took my kids. You didn't plan on taking care of them in any better way than what they were being taken care of by me. It's proven in the fact that 20 years later, you still don't have stable housing for my kids. Like, you still don't have your issues fixed in your own fucking worlds. But you spent more time trying to make problems in mine. Confirmation. What you didn't see coming is a crew of famous people deciding that they wanted to find out the root of the issue of what the fuck was going on and put cameras in my house to find out who I was. They put cameras in my car. Put cameras in my fucking apartment back in Tennessee. And I'm sure there was cameras up in my fucking, I know there was cameras up in my little shed. I know you guys were watching me at my shed. I could hear you guys. Like, that's on my fucking, that I was really starting to fucking get my telepathy was really fucking kicking in during that time. So I know for a fact. Get down from there. Harmony. Good girl. I know I've been on here for a long time. I gotta go take a shit. I'm not taking you with me this time. I don't hate you, Marshall. I appreciate you. You're a hard pill to swallow. But I do appreciate you. I appreciate the rest of you, but I'm glad you're out of my life.
I'm glad I'm here in Detroit, and I'm glad that I have a second chance to make a life for myself without people in it that are making bad choices for themselves. You don't want to change your life, and that's fine. That's your business, that's your decision, that's your prerogative. I will not be there for you if you decide to change your mind, but I'm sure there's people out there that will. Now, when it comes to my side of the story, my Detroiters, well, that just all depends on the future. Because as much as I got beat on, they still made sure I had something to eat on, had a roof over my head, and they helped me take care of my kids. And they didn't bitch about it. You are my family, my blood, and people I grew up with and loved. And not one burger, 25 cents or a dollar, or even $5 was bought without you saying something smart about it. Not one bag of chips was bought for me. Do you know Marshall buys a bag of chips just to put them in my yard every day? They're still full of chips. Like, he doesn't even fucking eat them, dude. But he just fucking puts them out, and sometimes he'll bring a coffee over and just throw it in the yard. Like, I couldn't get you guys to do that for me. And you were my family, dude. Like, my grandma would pitch a fit if I had too many Keurig, which I didn't end up liking that coffee anyway. It was like drinking dirt, but it was a Keurig, you know, and at that time, those things were cool. They just came out with them, and we were trying all different flavors. Now, my brother could have as many as he wanted, but I was only allowed one. And sometimes she would even make me use that thing twice. No, if she had to worry about money, then Daniel wouldn't have been able to do whatever he wanted. She would have been controlling his stuff too. It was just a control thing to be able to control me. I don't know if she's alive or dead, but I know that the woman lost all respect of my daughter when she faked her death. She didn't want to be there. She didn't want anything to do with any of it. She didn't want anything to do with any of it. I don't hate any of you. But if Marshall wouldn't have made me sit down and pay attention to everything that was going on, I would have continued to love you for no reason. Now I can just write songs about you and move the fuck on from it and have Billie Eilish sing them to you. You had a really good friend in me, but you don't anymore because I can't care about you anymore. I will always love my children. I will never let go of my children. But the rest of you, I don't have any room for you anymore. It doesn't matter if you're my brother, my mom, my grandma, or an old friend. My side would have been a friend, you weren't my friend. It don't matter. You don't have a place in my home. You don't have a place in my heart. You don't have a place anywhere in my future either. But I think there's a future for me that is brighter than I could have ever seen for myself. And it might have something to do with some famous people who've been there for me when you said I wasn't good enough for you. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm making it through. Keep singing. Keep doing you. just please start asking permission to use some of the stuff that you do. Because I can't sing the songs. I wouldn't want to. Once I abolish my connections with you guys, which is happening faster and faster, I don't want to go back to have to sing those songs again and again and again and relive those times. And since she's already singing some of my life, she might as well sing the rest of it. Or at least that part of it. No. The rest of it, you gotta ask permission for it. You can do whatever you want to with the history. The present, that's mine. And you don't get that one. Those are my shoes. No. Because anything from here, well, it's a different. And I want to see if maybe I can sing it. And I'm going to try to come up with a way to do it and overcome my fear in the process. Maybe I can get a handy dandy producer to help me. It's not the only thing I want to do. I still want to do holistic healing. But there is music in my system that I would love to be able to put out there for healing purposes. And it don't have anything to do with mainstream. Totally different genre. You probably won't hear it unless you like healing music. Happy-go-lucky music. That's the kind of music that I want to be involved in. I don't want to go back in history. I don't want to be like having to. I love the Rolling Stones, but I couldn't imagine 50 years later, dude, and they're having to sing songs that are part of their life they wish they would have forgotten by now. Thankfully they do, because I'm like, what would the world be without Rolling Stones? But I mean, like, still, like, I couldn't imagine. It takes a lot, dude, and a lot of the reason why there's so many people out there that do overdose that are rock stars and musicians is because they never get away from that part of their life that was so harmful to them. And it kind of sucks, you know. They have to every time they get on stage and then sing that song, their favorite song of the crowd, they don't want to sing it because it takes them back to a place where they were in a lot of pain. So you do me a favor by singing that part of my life. I don't have to sing that anymore. I don't have to live that part of my life. Like, I don't listen to your music, so I would never, it wouldn't be a trigger for me. Like, you do whatever you do with it and it gets out there and the message gets out there, but I don't hear it. It's not a trigger for me. It doesn't bring me back to a moment that I wish I could forget because I'm in the process of being able to put it behind me in a way that I don't forget it, but it don't bother me anymore either. And I don't keep drudging it up. If somebody else is doing it, then I don't have to worry about that. But what I do put out there is just nothing but happy stuff. And that to me seems to be more appropriate. I don't want to fucking bawl over this shit again. And I know you listen to me. You changed the fucking bar name to Rumors. Maybe one day you'll decide to be better people. But if you ever decide that you want to sit at my dinner table, just know it'll have to be through, well, probably Skype or Sky or whatever that fucking is. Zoom. That's what it is, Zoom. I would never let you walk in my house in person. If you're from Crossville, Tennessee, you'll never walk into any of my houses in the future. I'm just gonna let you know that now. Like there's absolutely nothing that you could say to me that would make me secure in any way, shape, or form to let you up in my house, my car, or among my animals. I would never do that. Just to let you know, like, so if you decide that you want to go fucking tell some story about me, you go right ahead. But let me remind you that I left that town in the middle of the night. I've only been back once since, and that was also I left in the middle of the night, and I don't intend on going back. I confirmation. I complained a lot about what goes on in Hollywood. I compared them to what was going on in Tennessee when I left. You know, Hollywood's actually trying to change their whistle, and you're still sitting on yours. I can't keep complaining about Hollywood because they're actually trying to change their shit. Some of them are actually trying to change. They're putting clothes on their body. They're seeing what it's like to be sober. They're changing their story. And they're making it a name brand. I would love to see J6 sitting everywhere, dude. I would love to see J6 sitting everywhere. JSICC. I would love to be able to see that everywhere. And everybody who has it, they've shifted their belief systems into thinking that they can be whatever the fuck they want to be. And they don't need drugs or alcohol to do it. And that's the meaning of that. Like, it just, it's justice. It's justice. I hope this helped you guys. And I hope that maybe it'll help you become a better person. I wouldn't be sad if you died, but I'm not a bad person, so telling you to die just doesn't feel good in my heart. But you can never tell me that I don't mean anything again. I won't believe you. You can't tell me I'll never amount to anything. I already do. And you can't make me believe I'm missing out on anything because I have more than you do. So go get your lives fixed. Let my kids live the lives that they want to live without you in it. That's the least you can do. And if you feel like you need to be a part of my kids' lives, then maybe you should start showing them respect. The same respect that you should show if I was sitting there. as an adult who's put up with your shit more than anybody else in your fucking life at times, and was there for you in places and spaces that nobody else would come to you. I did that for you. Don't you ever forget that. No matter how long I stay away from that town, you remember that while I was there for you more than I was there for me. And then you remember how you treated me in response. On those days when you need a friend and you can't call anybody because you ain't got nobody, I want you to remember that. On those days when you're trying to figure something out and none of your friends took the time to open up a book so they don't know how, but you could always call Jennifer and she would figure it out. You can't call me anymore because I'm not there. I'm never going to be there for you again. And I don't owe you an explanation. I don't owe you anything. But what you owe my children is everything. You don't have to pay me anything, but respect my children. Be dignified. And where you fucked me over, you need to make up for it by doing them extra right. And my kids, they don't need to take advantage of that. But I don't have to tell my kids that. I don't have to tell my kids to make sure that when people are good to you, you're good to them back. I don't have to tell my kids that when you get money, invest some of it, spend some of it, and pay your bills with some of it. I don't have to tell my kids not to try to be doing all the shit that everybody else is doing because it will lead you exactly where the fuck they're going. And it's not a good space. If it was, less people would be dramatic about where the fuck they're sitting at when they're sitting in their space. My kids watched me lose people throughout their life when they were around me to overdoses and DUIs. And it made them not want to be a part of that life. Your kids were the same until you decided that I wasn't good enough to be around your kids as an influence to them. But had you let me be around your kids, they would have stayed in the books, they would have waited to have sex until they got married, and they would have never been on drugs. And some of you have already lost your kids to drugs. That is your own fault. If you would have treated people differently and you would have done things differently, things would have been different. Do not think for 1 minute that because I'm 8.5 hours away for 5 years, that I don't already know that some of you have lost more than you're willing to show on Facebook or in the newspaper because you don't want me to know that everything I told you was correct and that you made the stupidest fucking mistakes by thinking it was okay to stay intoxicated instead of sober the fuck up. I don't have to hide who I am. I choose to. I don't have to lie about who I am. I'm proud of who I am. And I don't have to lie about whether or not I'm sober. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the fucking world. It's the one thing that keeps me in check every fucking day. You know you're doing it sober. You know that you have been sober for 8 years. No pain meds, no mental meds, no street drugs, no alcohol. Everything these people are throwing at you, which is out of the ordinary, extraordinary, and mean to the bone, dude. and you are handling it sober. Nobody around you handles their shit sober, but you are. Dude, I walk with that every day. You can lie as much as you want to, honey. I'm living in the truth. I don't need you to validate whether or not I'm lying. I already know what it is. And as long as God knows, which you know that God does, that's all that matters. When you tell me to piss off, I laugh my face off because you're missing out. Sober is not easy for me, but if I can do it, you can do it. You don't have a bunch of people attacking you. You don't have a bunch of people trying to prevent you from being able to live a good life. And you're not having to figure out how to be happy in your day without being able to see your kids, knowing you'll never see them again. None of you. God made really shitty fucking people, dude. But I don't know which is worse. Shitty people or shitty stupid people. You're shitty stupid people, Crossbow. And you're gonna miss out on some of the world's greatest expeditions because you don't want to grow up and be better people than what you are. You don't get to ruin my life anymore. You don't get to have any say so of what goes on. And you don't get to lie about what's going on in my life to other people to get them to join in on your little fucking escapade of let's beat the fuck out of this bitch because she's doing shit that we wish we had the nerve to do, but we don't. You wish you had the nerve to be sober. You wish you had the nerve to quit doing all them pills. Imagine how much money you would save. When I was doing pills, that was a lot of money. 20, 40, 60, $120, $150, $160 for a pill. One pill. Now you guys are paying like, I don't know. I don't know what you guys are paying. I don't know. Like, I really genuinely don't know. Like, this was like 10 years ago. Like, those prices were like 10 years ago. People were paying $120 for an old pan of 40, dude. $3 a milligram for an old pan of 40 that you get three draws out of, and the pain subsides for about 30 minutes. If you're lucky, if you do it right. If you do it right, you'll be pain free for an hour tops. So, whatever you need to get done, you better get it done now. And then you can go lay down. All that for an hour. For an hour. I have days where I still will wake up and be in gross amounts of pain. But I will never think that that is the appropriate way to handle it again. I get more relief out of a joint than I ever did that Opana. It was more of a buzz than it, like I got rid of it, the pain, but it wasn't the same. Not to mention that in order for me to get rid of the pain enough that I felt happy, I was out of it. Like my brain was fried, my balance was off, and I couldn't think for myself. I was pain free, but I wasn't who I wanted to be. Weed doesn't do that to me. Sometimes I need to smoke more than what I normally do, but no matter how much I smoke, I'm still coherent and able to fucking do whatever it is I need to do. Sometimes I sleep too much, but it's sleeping. It's not comatose, bent over trying to tie a shoe for 30 minutes. Like it's not like pain meds. And at the end of the day, I pay the highest I paid for an ounce is $150. An ounce lasts me for about a week. So you figure an hour or a week. I don't pay $150 for an ounce now. There's no way I could afford that right now, but and be able to do everything else I do. But on average, an ounce of weed is $150. Um, and that's a week's worth of pain relief for me. Now I don't have to pay that, but mine's all legal. So before you bounce on that shit, just let it be known that my shit is legal. So, let me tell you, I made sure from the moment Brandy blacked my eye at Mr. Ed's that I would not do shit I'm not supposed to do. You're not gonna catch me doing shit I'm not supposed to be doing. You're just not. I knew what was up the moment that she fucking blocked my eye and tried to get me to fight and try to make it look like I was being aggressive, like I was an aggressive person. My mom tried to do that too. I'm not an aggressive person. I will hurt myself before I will hurt somebody else. But if it comes down to it, I will knock your fucking socks off. That's all God, dude. That's all God. I hate fighting. But every fight I've been in, I've won. And I'm proud of myself for that. Who wouldn't be? Like, are you fucking kidding? I didn't train to fight at all. But somehow I managed to beat the fuck out of a 6'2" bitch right after having a baby. Like, goddamn right, I'm rolling the fuck out of that one. I'm 5'7", dude. Not even 5'7". I'm 5'6". This bitch was 6'2", like a grown ass fucking man. I just had Sarah. Sarah wasn't fucking 2 weeks old, dude. Sarah wasn't even 2 weeks old. And this bitch wanna come at me. And I was drunk, dude. And I was drunk. I'll remember that forever, dude. I beat this bitch so fucking bad. She has welts today. Don't threaten a pregnant bitch, man. She has that baby one day. I love you guys. I don't like crossbow anymore, but I'm grateful for the experience. I'll never be back there, but one day I'll probably send some drones through there to see exactly what the fuck is going on there. Because I do have 3 kids that they have to have a better environment than what they're being left to grow in. And since their dads don't want to do it, I'm the one who has to. It will be done from a distance, but that town will get cleaned up. All new everything. Detroit's gonna get cleaned up too. So is Chicago. And so is DC. And so is LA. And Texas, if you want to chime in, I'd highly suggest you work on your weed regulations. Because if you want sober people in your environment, you're going to have to give people another form of vice that is not alcohol or drugs or pills. Because if you take the street drugs out, they've got to have something. You do not want people fucked up on barbiturates. Okay? That's something. If you think that people are fucked up now, like, do you remember back in the before I was born? You watch the movies of people in it, the way people were on them fucking oh, I don't remember the name of the. They took them off the market. Okay, well, Xanaxes and fucking Klonopin are just as bad, dude, and they can cause an overdose just as much, if not more. Like, you don't want that. There's nothing wrong with weed. There's no reason why you can't let motherfuckers grow it. There's no reason why you can't let people fucking have it. First and foremost, it is an Indian weed. This shit was here before you were. So for you to deny the people of something like that, which is also religious, it is used for religious purposes. It is used for ceremonial purposes. So if we have freedom of religion in this country, you denying us access to weed is denying our freedom of religion. And you can look it up however you want to. But in the eyes of science, religion, and government, you're in the wrong. The weed was here before you were, just like the Indians. They deserve the right to be here more than tomatoes do. They were here before tomatoes. Check your facts. Go check your facts. Weed was used to build houses with, dude. You're missing out by demanding that people not. I mean, what? Here's the thing I don't understand is DUIs happen every 30 minutes. Overdoses happen every 10. Why in the fuck, if you don't have any all against weed, confirmation, are you preferring to keep people drunk and addicted instead of weed smoking hippies? If you're so concerned about the border and you're so concerned about the people, then don't you think the first thing you need to do is make sure that people have a fallback that they can go to? And why not it be something that gives them a connection to God? There's not one time I've ever smoked weed and decided to go kill somebody. But there's been times I've been fucked up on Xanaxes and wondered what it would be like. There ain't never been a time that I've smoked weed and said, oh my God, let me plan everything out. But let me tell you, a drunk Jennifer can think of some really mean things to do. You're making a huge mistake making weed a big deal still to this day. And you're missing out on profit, you're missing out on sober people, and you're missing out on intellectual information that could be coming in from these people being high. Getting in touch with their higher selves, get in touch with their spirit. The thing that you can't get to because it's none of your business. bought this water fountain for the cat, and it doesn't have a thing to let you know when the water needs to be full. It doesn't have a light on it. It doesn't have a thing like you have to pick it up to fucking, and whenever it starts to get low, if I don't catch it before they do, they make a water mess trying to get to it. And sometimes when I go to fill it up, where I don't take the lid off, it'll make a mess. It'll overflow. I've got another one coming, but somehow I went from somewhere in Washington to Portland, Oregon to Spokane, Washington. It's still 2,000 miles away. Yeah, I gotta go to shit. You guys have yourselves a good night. When I come on here again, I'm not gonna be talking across one anymore. You're none of my business anymore. And I'm over you. Like I said, I love my kids. And I loved their dads. Well, Sarah's was one night stand, but I loved Gary. Sean was a one night stand too, but later on, like, I kind of felt for him. I don't have any feelings anymore. You threw my kids away and you thought it was funny. So I just don't think that you're worth any of my time. I just don't. I figured out who gave me the dog, though. You gave me a dog and then paid somebody to rape me. Yeah. That doesn't go well together. So that's a no. But from here on out, I can't do the whole gospel thing. So if I get back on the station, it won't be to talk to Crosswell. I'm moving on. I don't wish you well. That would be rhetorical. I think that's the right word. To wish you well, and you've done all the shit that you've done in my life. I don't wish you harm. But I do wish that you'd stay the fuck up out my life, unless you need to use it to be able to get some kind of improvement in yours. But you have to do it from a distance. And don't tell me about it, because I don't care. You're going to see me on TV one day. And you're going to wish you treated me correctly. And until then, when you listen to Billie Eilish, you listen to Taylor Swift, You listen to Eminem, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. All these people I've been bitching at for stealing my music, even Selena and Pink, they're all singing songs of days of my life. Not yours, mine. So the next time you want to cut me down and tell me that my life isn't good enough, remind yourself I'm all over the radio and you can't do nothing about it. You actually probably sing some of the songs, not realizing those songs are about you. So thank you, because you all did me a favor. You really did. Thank you. Turned out to be in my favor after all. I may or may not get on YouTube again, but I'll always be on the radio, even right now. And I think that right there is one of the funniest things that I could never have fucking, I mean, like, it wasn't that long ago that somebody said that your success is the payback for the enemies that treated you bad. I'm paraphrasing. So what does it say for all of you in Crossville, a whole town of people that treated me bad, now has to listen to those details sung by some of their favorite artists on genres across the board. Even Rolling Stones came out with a song. That's honor. Look, here goes a plane. Maybe if you straighten up your life, somebody will sing a song for you or sing a song about you. I've had both, and I appreciate it all. There are people out there that love me. Maybe you didn't, but they do. And that's what I have to give my attention to from now on. So you guys have a good life. I'm gonna learn how to sing a song.